There are 3 common mistakes that kill a podcast or content stream's growth. We're going to talk about those today, and more importantly, talk about how to resolve them. This is Podcast Creator Coach, giving you actionable tips and insights for building a better podcast or content stream. My name is Lenny B, and I share with you my 3 decades of experience in professional, commercial radio, morning show broadcasting. Now, in every single one of my episodes, I show you ways that you can attract, retain, and grow your audience. So are you unknowingly sabotaging your podcast? Let's look at the 3 common mistakes that can kill a podcast's growth, and then we'll talk about how to resolve them. The first one is focusing on broad topics in your podcast instead of a specific niche. Engaging in meandering conversations about a wide variety of topics is poison when it comes to attracting a modern audience. Because here's what happens. It fails to attract a specific audience and works against search engine optimization, or SEO. A niche audience is more likely to connect with content that feels like it's made for them. When you create broad content to be attractive to as many people as possible, that's based on the old, outdated media model used by traditional TV, radio, and print. The modern model is using niche content which leverages search and suggested content to connect with your audience. And I think you have been a recipient of this. When you scroll through, let's say on your phone, and you're looking through Instagram or YouTube or Facebook or whatever platform that you're on, that content stream is custom to you. It's based on the things that you like. It's based on the previous videos and pictures that you've seen. The algorithms learn about what your interests are, and it optimizes the view time for you. So, for instance, if you watch or follow a lot of channels about traveling to Paris, then a lot of the suggested content that you're going to get is about traveling to places like Paris. So if your channel doesn't have a specific niche, there's no way for the algorithm or the platform to know who to suggest you to. Number 2, clear versus cryptic branding. Now, we talked a little about this in one of the previous episodes. Often a podcast's brand lacks clarity and fails to set a proper expectation. Now, you might have a great creative name for your podcast. It may not say to first-time listeners what you're all about. And in order for your podcast to be effective, your name and brand has to convey who you are clearly and the value that you can offer to your audience. If your name, your description, or your tagline is cryptic or not clear, your brand is off target, and what happens is it doesn't create that roadmap for your audience to find you or for the platform to suggest you. And the third common mistake that a lot of podcasters make is not preparing your content before you produce it. Every piece of content that you create has to have some kind of payoff. It has to have value. It has to include some type of value to share your passion and what your podcast is based on, your niche. If your content doesn't take the listener somewhere meaningful or offer them some type of value, it will likely fail to engage and retain their interest. And the best way to ensure a good payoff is to prepare your content. Now, that means before you produce anything, make sure you build in value by teaching something, moving your audience on an emotional level, and sharing your passion with the people that have a similar interest. Meandering conversation doesn't cut it. And I'll give you an example. You can think about your favorite movies or TV sitcoms or your Netflix shows. All of those shows begin with a story. They begin with a script, and the script is modified, and there's meetings on how to refine the script and make the story more valuable and make the story have more emotion. There's no reason why you shouldn't be doing the same thing in your episodes. And it's much, much easier to come up with ideas, refine the ideas, improve the ideas on paper first in a script form. Revise it and do all that first before you go to production. That means you've rehearsed it and you have optimized it before you record anything. Now, I should point out that that doesn't mean that you can't take the discussion or the conversation somewhere that you never planned for. If you feel like something is going somewhere interesting, absolutely you can go in that direction. But when you have a direction prepared or scripted ahead of time, you've always got something to fall back on if you do decide to explore a different line of thought and it doesn't pay off. This way, you're guaranteed that your content is always successful in providing value to your listeners, no matter which direction you decide to go in. If you're connecting with this podcast and the things that I'm saying and you feel like it's valuable, it's because I've prepared it ahead of time. I've spent a lot of time putting these content ideas together because I want to offer you some value. I want to teach you something. I've designed each of my episodes before I've recorded them to be valuable to you if you've got a common interest, and that common interest between you and I is learning how to grow an audience. All right, here's a little advertisement for some of the free things that I offer, some of the resources available to you. I have an entire podcast coaching program that I've designed to help you attract, retain, and grow your audience while generating income. And it runs through everything. If you're a beginner, if you're an experienced podcaster, it's all the things necessary to start a podcast and keep it growing. And you can start the first training course in this program for free right now. Just go to my website, lennyb.com. Your podcast episode or whatever content that you're posting is really nothing more than marketing. And in the next episode, I give you the 5 essential ingredients that must be in every single one of your episodes and every single one of your posts to make it an optimized, effective marketing piece.